It's a dope move by
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype? It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game.
What up, everybody? That's right. It's that time of the week. It is that time where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together and talk all things sports. It is Big Game Sports Buzz. That's right. I'm Jay Soggs, the buff nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the reason why this podcast is called what it is. Big Game James. What up, guy? What's up, dude?
What's happening, man? Everything all right?
Hey, man, you know, I'm trying to bring the energy, man. Kids back at school officially around the country. It's nice, but it ain't nice, but it's nice. But it ain't nice. So summer is officially over.
Officially.
I'm sorry. Officially over. So everybody got to go to bed at a reasonable time.
Hey, YouTube don't hit me, but it's a tragedy for me to see the dream is over. For my boys, Millie Vanilli. Tragedy for me to see. The dream is over. I'm back at school, bro. And
that's it.
It's gonna be a great year, though. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to be able to get back into the swing of things and get going. But I ain't gonna lie, brother is tired right now. Getting up early.
Yeah.
Trying to get my my bearings a little bit, so to speak. But guess what though, man? It's all right. I'm gonna find some energy tonight to talk about these 4 downs, this top 5, and this hell nah, bro. It's gonna be a good one, baby.
For sure. Look, and thank you for those that do, you know what I'm saying, come in and view us, those that do hit us up in the chat, because we always love to read what you have and respond back to you. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast, this very, very unique and special podcast, with your friends, your family, your frenemies, your haters. Because if they don't hate, we don't elevate. That's what we need, and you need that too. Put this on your favorite podcast platform while you're working out. You're driving into work. You're driving away from work. You're driving away from somebody. You're driving to somebody. Hey, this is a good place, a good time for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know. But make sure you do that. It's going to be fun. Football season is coming around, so we're going to have different times, but you'll know that, hey, every week we'll be coming in with some great content for you. I think I've done all the housekeeping. We're ready to go. Let's get into it. 4 downs.
It's time for the 4 downs. That's right. The hottest sports news around. BGSB presents 4 downs.
That's right. These are 4 downs. These are the topics, the hottest topics that we want to talk about, with you. Now, here's the thing we're going to do. Tonight, we're going to call an audible and actually have like 5 downs. So it's not that we can't count. The buff nerd can count. Big Game can count. He's got a degree. Okay. He's got a degree. A real degree. All right. So don't let's get into this first down, man. We're going to go with the original, hit the audible. Somewhere in there, you'll see it. The first time we were talking about, hey, Snoop Dogg has become the face of the U.S. Olympics, and here's the question: has he become the face of U.S. sports and maybe U.S. worldwide?
Man, that's a crazy question, Jay, when you pose that to me, because nonetheless, Snoop Dogg is already a popular person. We know that.
Yes.
For us growing up in the era we did, especially me, that West Coast music when Snoop
Right.
came into the scene in
Right.
the early 90s, and to see where he is now to become just that household name within itself is one thing. But Snoop, I think Jay has already been elevated. And you might be like, big game, Snoop Dogg elevated. The dude does a show, had a show with Martha Stewart, bruh.
Yes.
So like that alone
Yeah.
put Snoop into places that rappers normally don't get to or go, right?
Yes. Yeah. This is Jay-Z level.
Yeah, it is.
This is Jay-Z level.
And is Jay-Z is up there, especially from the business side of
Right.
things where he's making a lot of moves, got a lot of deals. You don't see him.
Right.
You know, he's very strategic and quiet about how he moves.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg is in the forefront and he's still making the same kind of moves. And it's just so funny because exactly, there you go. You're doing a little Snoop dance.
Yeah.
Jay, who else could rock the Olympic rings glasses with like the athlete on the shirt in the stands the way he was rocking it? I mean, swimming took place, Snoop's is swimming.
Yeah.
Then he's in the stands at track. Then, dude, he made people tune into the damn equestrian event.
Yes.
He's out there with the little hat, the chaps, the tuxedo jacket.
Right.
Bro, come on, really? Who else? This is my thing. Is Snoop Dogg the face of U.S. sports from here going out? If you're smart and want to market and sell it, I think you reach out to Snoop and his people.
Oh yeah. 2028 LA, you got to know Snoop is going to be all over that. 21 Olympics, the Summer Olympics that was supposed to be 21 Olympics, he and Kevin Hart, you know, they did their thing. It was gold. I'm telling you, it was straight entertaining gold. They have found something. It's funny to see Calvin Brodus and understand Calvin Brodus from when he's, you know, was young and murder was the case that they gave me. That dude, Gin and Juice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That guy to this guy who, like you said, he and Martha Stewart, you know, you looking at the TV and one of these people are a felon and the other is not. And it ain't Snoop. You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly.
Like that blows your mind, bro. I'm happy for him, obviously, because I mean it makes you want to tune into things that you normally would not tune into. I still not going to tune into the ribbon. I don't care. The ribbon and the ball, I'm out on that. But
man, you still, hey man, the Olympics is just ended last Sunday. I don't need to hear you talking about that part of the Olympic Games anymore, man.
It's not a real sport.
It's
not a real sport. It's not a real sport.
Okay, we're not going to go there because I question. I'm not questioning your athleticism, but
don't question my athleticism or just my love of sports. I love sports. That's not a sport. It's not. Let's move to second down, man.
Let's go, man, because we
don't want to stay here. It takes us down a dark space. Grandizer, what's going on? Good to see you. Cap Curry, did he curse Commanders too? Will he curse the dirt? Man, hey, we're gonna talk about that, my friend. We will definitely that. Yet again, in the press, this time going at the press at his latest press conference. A lot of people are making a big deal about it. Well, okay. All right. Breakdancing, not a sport, tomfoolery when you're older, I guess. And we have to talk about that too, Grandizer. Like we have to. But Deion goes in and more than Deion goes in. Now, look, here's the deal about the press conference, because he said a lot of stuff to a lot of people about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The real question, and I posed this to you right before we started this, was How long does Deion stay at Colorado?
Damn. It's a good question, Jay. And I don't think I really would have thought about it as much as I have recently if it weren't for different things out there surrounding Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. First and foremost, if anyone can handle the criticism and scrutiny, I believe Deion Sanders can. But this last press conference, it seemed a little diva-ish where that all-pro NFL player that didn't feel like answering some of the questions or didn't like what people were saying about him had come out, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, why would Deion Sanders take the Colorado job? And he had such a great thing going at Jackson State. Some of those same people, I was like, think about it. If your boss came and offered you 115% raise, you're going to take the raise. Don't say you wouldn't. And if you do, I would slap the hell out of you. Anyway,
you might get to Reddick. Yeah.
He takes the job. And all of the job was him getting to Colorado was getting to a bigger conference so that Shador could get on a bigger stage against better competition.
Yes.
The whole goal, I believe now, as I sit back, think about it a little bit and look at it is Deion Sanders wanted to put his son in a better place to have a better chance of getting drafted. People can say, well, people go pro all the time for HBCUs and smaller schools. The one thing that would have been said about a young black man at the quarterback position is he did not face the rigorous competition as those that are in the draft class with him. We cannot take him in the first round or anything else. Now, Shador is a top 5 quarterback in most people's boards going into the season, and they hadn't even played a game yet. So how long will he stay? And I'm sorry I curved around and gave you the long answer. And before I'll let you touch on it. I say he stays 2 years max. 1, no more than 2 years after Shador leaves. And
after he leaves.
Some people say if Shador gets drafted, Deion's going to be gone because he might end up on staff. Deion is not going to end up, I think, as a head coach in the NFL yet. It's going to have to be a great record. So I think that if that is his goal, he's going to need to stay at least 2 more years at Colorado, get them on the up and up, and then he could mosey on out and slide on in at the NFL level. That's just kind of what I think, man.
And you know what's funny is as you're talking, I had an opinion going one way, and now it is moving a different way.
I swayed you a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna tell you where you swayed me to, not where you're from, but where to. Okay, you swayed me. Yes,
I'm loving them grandize.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You swayed me to. I think once Shador leaves, he's gone. I believe that.
Okay.
I also believe because of what he did, and I agree with you, he went to Colorado for a better situation for his son. His son is now considered the second best QB in his class right now. He's considered second best. So he did his job. He doesn't go to the pros because he won't be a head coach. And I don't think any staff that he goes to would want Deion and all that comes with it. That's no head coach, I think, wants that. Number 2, Deion can't put together a good staff.
Well, that's yet to be seen. He's made a lot of moves after this first year. I believe that you have to see how this season goes, Jay, before you can speak on it being good or bad. Because there's one thing. There's a lot of guys that they say, oh, this staff is going to be great. And all of a sudden, they still firing people after the next year. So it's still yet to be seen. Does it raise concerns that, some of the people he had with him come the first time didn't last long and they left? Somewhat. And they say a few things about how they got along or what he does or how he runs things. At the end of the day, I said I didn't know if Deion could coach college football. He did a great job at Jackson State.
Yes.
he got, and whether you look at the wins or not, you have to look at it from the standpoint of relevance to where nowadays in college football, you have to sell a brand, right? He did that with Colorado.
I understand that,
Colorado's relevant now, Jay. Were you talking
Okay.
about the Colorado Buffaloes before Deion Sanders took over as the head coach?
No,
Would
you're
you even
correct.
think about talking about the Colorado
No,
Buffaloes before
no.
Deion Sanders took over as head coach?
Game, you are correct. But I will say this, though. You have to win. You cannot, because you can be relevant, but you can be relevant for the wrong things, right? You can be relevant for losing.
You can have, yes,
you know,
right.
and this was part of the press conference where they were talking about culture. He's like, "What's culture? What's culture? What's culture? What's culture? What's like? Come on now, you know what a culture is. You know what if you have a losing culture." If your franchise or your brand or your school or your program stinks, it will continue to stink. Look, SMU is a prime example of this. And there's nothing to talk bad about SMU. They're starting to make strides.
Dude,
but when they had the death penalty in the 80s,
it killed that program for decades, not years, decades. Yes, you're correct.
NCAA said they would never do that again because it was so devastating to that school and program. They said they would never do it again.
Right.
So you can have a culture of losing, right? There's chaos in Boulder. Now, I hope he pulls out. Deion is one of my favorite people to watch play, to, you know, off the field, on the field. I love it. I'm here for all of it, right? But I don't deal in foolishness as well. So I know some of the things I may say, you know.
You're right, Jay. And it surrounds itself is yet to be seen. I believe that it can be done. Now, the only problem is,
good question, Grandizer. Because I was going to ask this too. How will he leave? Will he be asked to leave, or will he leave on his own?
I think Deion leaves on his own. I don't think it gets to a point where they ask him to leave. To me, as an AD, you have to look, dude. The student enrollment doubled just because of the damn popularity of the football team.
Yes.
So
I agree.
The president of the university is loving it. The AD's making money hand over fist, however that saying goes.
Fist, yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone's got to love what's going on until they don't. So it has to be better than a 500 season this year. If it's better than a 500 season, he still has job security, and then he can choose if he has to go or not. Deion's had the type of career and playing in the league and working on TV to where he doesn't have to coach. So I still believe there's a part of him that loves and wants to coach, but he may step away after this year. So granddad, how he leaves, I think is this season dictates how Deion Sanders walks away from the game.
He needs to go back to high school. My opinion.
All the way to high school.
Awesome. I think he's awesome. I think he is awesome there.
It's
and I get what you're saying, you know, the prestige, but hey, he'll get paid just as much at a Texas high school as he would at a HBCU. No shame, no shade. But
no shade.
Figures.
Shit, you just punched all them HBCUs in the jaw, fool.
I mean, hey, I know right now that there are Texas high school football coaches making well into the six figures. Well into the six figures.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I know. Right. I've spoken to coaches that coach college, but hey, man, how much you make? How much y'all make in Texas? Shit, I'm about to come get certified. Trust me. I've seen it. I've talked to them.
Right.
No arguments there, but
so we, you know, and it barring the money because Deion don't need the money. The prestige, I understand, but I think he leaves college, he goes back, he does something else where he gets to put his name out there. You know, I just don't see him at Colorado for very long, over the next year or two. I just don't see it. I mean, let's get into this next down. speaking of, let's circle back. You want to circle back to the Olympics? Yes, that's what we're doing.
Whatever we need to do, baby. I'm flexible because
So Grandizer kind of hit on it before, but yes, there are some games, there are some sports that will not be in the Olympics going forward. One of them should be ribbon, but it's not. But one of them that will not is breakdancing. Damn. Yes. I know it is. It is very hurt. Some people are hurt, especially one very viral, and when I say viral, I mean social media viral. Rachel Gunn, or as she is known by her B-boys and B-girls, Raygun. That's right. You heard me say that. 36-year-old Raygun. Okay. The woman who scored 0 points in one of her qualifiers and lost all 3 of her qualifiers. And I don't know, do you know anything about her? You read up on her?
J
You know her story?
All I did was laugh my butt off,
Man.
when I saw this lady on. I mean, look, can I?
Yeah.
See, to set this up and really, really enjoy it. You were so ecstatic about breakdancing in the Olympics. Couldn't wait one day watch party.
I did.
So your boy,
Yeah.
wanting to see what this was all about,
Yeah.
tuned in to the breakdancing.
I did.
And why was the first thing I saw was the B-girl Raygun doing the sprinkler and then twirling around on the ground. I was like, this has got to be intermission entertainment of the competition. And it was real. To look at my phone and see a text message from the buff nerd saying, I'm done. This is bull. To go, so Jay Sox.
Hey, laughter is healing after all, but
for you to go from being gung-ho excited,
I was excited, man,
to calling BS, let me further know that it was bad. Hey, and if y'all haven't seen that, there's a link right there. I got it on a oh hell no short for BGSC. Man, y'all make sure y'all check that out, dude. She did the sprinkler, dog. Like
sprinkler.
What?
She did the sprinkler. But here's the thing though about Rachel Gunn, aka Raygun. So I said, okay, let me find out the real deal about her. I'm just because I'm the buff nerd. This is what I do. I'm a researcher. So what you may not know about Raygun, when she's not breaking it down and spinning and popping and locking and doing her famous kangaroo hop. She's actually a university lecturer in Australia.
Time out.
Yes, she is. These are facts, my friend. She lectures, but here's what the great part is. She lectures on how breakdancing is affected by politics and society. She gets paid at a university.
Just the fact that you found this out. I don't know whether I should be laughing right now or be mad that you researched and found this out, Jay Stop.
But because I wanted to know about Ray Gunn. I wanted see the Grandizer. Here's the thing. I wanted to know. You called it trash. I hear that, man. I get that. But what makes her tick? What would make someone like that want to participate in this because they had trials. They
couldn't have had a trials, Jay. There's no, that's what, I swear.
did.
Please go look at all the comments that people have left on Big Game Sports Buzz short or the BGSE Network short of this Raygun and this dance. Someone said it looked like she was having a seizure. Then I said clearly, what were the qualifying rounds like to where she qualified for her country and beat someone out? Dude, that was a blind qualification. It's like, hey, we got breakdancing, y'all. Anybody want to go? She's like, I do. They said, hey, cool, take the lecturer. She knows shit about breakdancing. Take her ass to go do it.
The AOC, the Australian Olympic Committee, backed her up.
No, she got an automatic appointment. She got an automatic appointment. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Hey, what that little reel say about the little boy in the back seat of the parents' car? Bullshit. Bullshit.
They had every strat. They said, look, this one right here, and I mean, what she put together was different than what apparently she put together in trial. She actually has tape of her prior to the Olympics breakdancing, and I'm just saying, she's taking jazz.
Teacher, I have a question. Teacher, I'm raising my hand patiently.
What's up?
Help me understand this, Jay, because I'm gonna laugh to keep from getting mad that we even still talking about this. She is more popular for looking like a jackwagon than the actual dance itself. Like the routine, her getting to the Olympics is not the accomplishment. The notoriety is her being the butt of the joke that everyone's laughing at. So what point in time did you go, you break, you qualify to get to the Olympics, then in your whole over in the Olympic Village, you like, you know what? I'm gonna do the sprinkler on their ass. I'm gonna show these fools
dude, like she wore the opening ceremony like get up. Like, I mean, I don't know, man, but I mean, hey, there you go. So how old is she, Grandizer? She's 36. She's 36. She had tape from the 80s when she used to break dance over.
Hey man, she did her thing. She did. Hey man, if she want, that 5 seconds of fame, bro, she gonna be famous forever off of that, dog. I mean, she did what she wanted to do.
Now she's getting, it's just like, please leave me be, and all of that. Hey, okay, that's cool. Yeah, right. Though it will live on in infamy. You are crying Jordan now. You will be a meme forever.
Hey man, did you see the Stomp the Yard poster they made of her?
Knucklehead, yeah, man. Raygun, that's it. So there you go, man. But let's get back into some real sports, okay?
Please, Lord Jesus. Raygun, wherever you are out there in Australia teaching your class, teach them to not go do that kind of routine to make a booty of themselves. That was awful. Yeah. Awful.
Oh my gosh. So circling back around,
I know there's a God.
This week, all the news got me. Yeah, for real, Grandizer. It's a mess, man. This week, actually, this just came out yesterday, today. Big news. Apparently, Jim Harbaugh, the new coach of the San Diego Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Let me show my date. Let me show my age. Has offered Colin Kaepernick a job to coach his quarterback.
I think it'll be quarterback coach. Okay.
No, if we could, I'm down for it. I'll reach out. She probably won't answer, but I'll reach out. But yes, Colin Kaepernick.
You can't. If you do that interview, you're gonna have to do it before. You're gonna have to do it without me. You can't have me on.
I gotta have you there, bro.
I can't. Okay, yes, please, Lord Jesus.
One athlete to another. Come on, man.
Hey, dog. She ain't no goddamn athlete. I don't know what you say. Now, hey, I'm not discrediting. I'm not discrediting all people who break dance because breaking is an art form. That was no shit. She ain't have athletic bone on her body.
Let's talk about Colin Kaepernick.
Okay,
is this a good should he accept the job, first of all? Because right now it's just an offer. That's all we've heard is that he's been offered. But is this something that he should be offered? And would you like to see this happen?
I think Colin Kaepernick should consider it. I still think just the person Colin Kaepernick is, it could be good for him with the views that he has to still be around the NFL and some younger guys. As much as Cap might not want to hear it, his playing days are done now. He's done. He has, to me, a great stance on a lot of different political issues and views. I want to say political. Let me social issues and views, and he brings so many things to light, and he's still a big enough name to do some good, I believe. So I think just being in an environment where it can still be around football, something that he loved for a long time, and he may still love it. I say loved like he told me yesterday something he don't love it. Not like that. I think he can help, and it may help him just being around football. Because I know just even me coaching the level I coach, it still helps just to be around the game sometimes. For a peace of mind, and you still have a piece of that game you love so much. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think Colin's hurting for anything, but I think it could be. And someone like Jim Harbaugh, who obviously gave a damn about him, cared about him enough to take the chance on him in the second round when he did and make him his starting quarterback. And that guy got him to a Super Bowl, and they worked well together. So I think that why not give it a shot, Colin? Go ahead, Cap.
He was actually at the Olympics in Paris, and he was in an interview, and they were asking him, if he still felt like he wanted to play, if he was still, had the mindset or the drive, and he said, yeah, still working to see if I can go on. It's like, okay, your day, like you said, and I think again, this is, and you tell me this, and we've had these conversations about it, but understanding when the time comes, when you finally have to say, okay, this is time for the next steps, right? And I know it's hard and difficult, especially when you're at such a level as that, right? Now, again, not having played pros, but can understand that when someone tells you can't do something that you've done so well for so long, and now you can't do it anymore, right? But I agree, as long as it's about football, right? I think a lot of what you saw with Cap, because I will say this to the end, Cap is a good quarterback, and you could tell me he wasn't. Even
a lot of people will say that, and he was. Man. I mean,
in his last season, 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, people will take that any day of the week.
I bet Arizona would take this shit right now.
You know what I'm saying? Out of all the games, but the circus that came with it, and again, not his fault. It's just what it is. They don't want to bring that on. But I think Harbaugh, being the coach that he is, being the person that he is, and then, like you said, the relationship, I think this is going to be good as long as it's about football.
It would be distraction free, but let me touch on something that you asked early on, and that part of what you just gave.
Yeah,
leaving the game for almost every athlete is super duper hard. I believe it's even harder for someone like Colin Kaepernick that kind of had the game stripped away from him.
Yeah,
because he took a stance in something that he believed in.
Yeah,
He didn't say anything crazy. He was not a distraction as far as like going in the locker room being a cancer. He wasn't trying to cause a divide. He simply took a knee on the sideline during the national anthem. That rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah.
It being close to political year, people made it about politics. People made it about what they wanted to help their agenda. to cause a rift and a divide amongst powers that be. So to me, someone like Colin Kaepernick that still had plenty of football left in the tank when all of a sudden he had no job no more. So I bet there is a big part of him that still wants to play, and it's really hard to walk away from it and still have that drive to want to work out and get another shot. I think it's the time now where someone like Harbaugh has that conversation with him because they have that relationship to let him know what he thinks, why he wants to hire him, and why he thinks that it may be time to move on to the next phase if you still want it to be about you being around the game of football and helping people out with that game of football. As an athlete, Jay Stoggs, I can say, hey, Cap, man, it's time to move on. You have to get over it. But at the same time, I know I can never make him change his mind. That's something that's going to have to come from within where the light goes off and he's just like, dude, I got to move on.
Yeah. And they can't afford to hold grudges. People in power can. And that's the struggle. I believe when you see this, the dynamic that is there. But no, I think it's a great conversation. I'm happy for him. I hope that he does come on staff. I'd love to see Cap back in the league, especially as a coach, being able to impart something right to these quarterbacks. Honestly, I would have thought he would have been a better fit here in Dallas for this one reason: Trey Lance. That's the only reason. If ever the comp for Trey Lance is Kaepernick, and that's the only reason why I say that, or maybe even Jordan Love, like that type of quarterback that has the same type of comp. I'm down for it. Justin Herbert is not Colin Kaepernick, but again, Harbaugh sees something. He knows something. He knows him. So hey, and he wants him on his staff. Go for it. I mean, I can't tell him what to do anyway, but that's what I see. I know you're about to say something.
No, man. You hit it on the head. And I'm glad you found that to squeeze into these downs as our audible and get a replay on the fourth down, because it's something that needs to be talked about in general. Because no way, no matter how we shape it, things will get turned a certain way. And Grandizer made a good point that you pulled a few minutes ago. Powers that be that can hold grudges will hold grudges. At the end of the day, the good old boys that run the league want things to be the way they want them to be. We know that. But at the same time, Jay, the same way I saw people come together and cheering during the Olympics, I see it at football games for the most part until the dumb drunk fans fight each other in the stands and in the parking lot late in the game. But for the most part, people come together, they rally for their, behind their team, celebrate and have a great time.
Yeah.
Get to the point in sports if we want to, and put the political stuff to the side. Because to me, when it comes down to really the game itself, politics has no place in it, but it will always find a way to try to creep through a crevice,
try to get
pull in the powers that be and people they want support from.
That's it. Let's get into this. So that was the audible there. We're gonna get into our actual fourth down. Kirk Cousins. Man, listen, in the past 5 weeks, this is what has happened to the Minnesota Vikings. Just listen to this.
Oh, shit. You got a list.
Rookie cornerback passes away. Starting wide receiver gets DUI. Starting cornerback tears ACL first day of practice. Other starting quarterback gets hurt second day. First round QB tears meniscus, out for the season. Starting wide receiver carted off a practice field. 5 weeks. 5 weeks.
Okay, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing. That's some serious, dude. That's the weight of the world on the football team right there.
Man.
You start naming starters that get hurt and go down, and the season hadn't even started yet. That's beyond serious. The question I ask you, my friend, why the hell are we blaming Kirk Cousins? Why does Kirk Cousins get blamed for the Minnesota curse of this string of bad luck over 5 weeks? Is there really such a thing as a curse?
I think Kirk Cousins, and as your boy, my favorite line, Kirk Kane, hey, man, it's a good time until it wears off, right? Because Grandize even talked about the Commanders and the Commies. Man, they ain't been right since Kirk Kane.
I'm sorry. Hey man, shout out to my boy Fred Smoot, man, for
We need to
Fred
get
has
him on.
some
We need to get
things
back
to
on
say
show.
when I asked him about Kirk Cousins before. He said, "Boy, I tell you, Kirk Cousins a hell of a drug. Boy, I tell you, y'all gotta go back, man. Shout out to my man Smitty, man, the Smitty Sports
Yeah.
Machine. There was an interview that we did on, and they had me and Fred Smoot on, boy, and that was one hell of
We
a
gotta get
time
him
right
on
there.
at some point in time, man.
Yes,
But
sir, we do.
that right there, man. But yeah, it's something about the teams he leaves. They get worse. They get the worse for wear. And Minnesota has not, and they were kind of just hanging on when he left because he got hurt and then he left and he's in Atlanta now. And so I fear for Atlanta, whatever's going to happen when he leaves.
But he gets so much money. And then dips, and then things happen. But he had a run. Did he get hurt somewhere too? Yeah, he got hurt in Minnesota without the money. And
He
they
got
had to
hurt
put
in
together
Minnesota.
quarterbacks last year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit up here and blame Kirk Cousins, but just the fact that we could have a conversation about he may be a curse lets you further know that Kirk Cousins carries something around him that just somebody ain't living right, bro. Just the fact that we're having the conversation is hysterical. But
I'm just saying.
Nevertheless, I tip my hat at Minnesota Vikings. Best of luck. Hey, Big Matt, I hope your team gets well soon. Skull. I know y'all want to yell out skull to everybody, but JJ McCarthy being gone for the season sucks, man, because they had said that Sam Darnold may have started anyway, just so they could bring the rookie along. But the Minnesota Vikings wanted to have JJ McCarthy in their back pocket, ready to pull him out whenever they could, man.
Absolutely, man. I mean, look, we say change the logo, team name, whether people refuse to agree with it. It had to become because I disagree. Hey, look, you know what? They could have changed the team name. It's what they changed it to. And the fact that nobody wanted the name. Nobody wanted that name. Nobody.
You think Daniel Snyder did that on purpose because he knew the league was about to get rid of him?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One last take that to the league. Oh yeah. Nobody
he did.
Like
he hit him with a ditty. Take that.
Hey, ooh.
Hey,
ooh.
pause.
Pause.
Man,
you know what that makes me say, bro.
Man,
come the button.
This just the way we acted the last 10 seconds make me say,
oh hell no! 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 Oh hell no!
Oh hell no!
That's right. This is the part of the cast where we find things that make us say, "Oh hell no." Look, man. Do you have one? I know I got mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine real quick because you got a whole presentation.
I gotta figure out how.
So while I'm talking, you go ahead and figure out how to get that to work. You should know by now. So she snuck in the presentation the first damn time. Anyway, anyhow, I had two, and my first one was gonna be. It's reported that ESPN has had a couple more layoffs, starting with NFL reporter Robert Griffin III. RG3 has been fired with 2 years left on his contract from ESPN. Griffin was said to make 7 figures, and he and Sam Ponder, who both worked on one of the NFL Countdown shows, are gone. Robert Griffin III was very entertaining and to me did a really good job with his analysis and everything else on ESPN. And I honestly believe that it's more than money that made them fire RG3. So I'm saying, oh hell no. But real quick, Jay, the Olympics, I loved it. It went well. The Olympic Committee deciding to accept the appeal of the country of Romania, whoever it was, to cause Jordan, to Jordan Childs to have to return her bronze medal because they said that the U.S. did not get the appeal in time, but yet the U.S. has a timestamp video showing that they did get it in within the 1 minute. So you take one appeal, change a decision, another appeal from this other country, reverse that decision, and now I won't hear another appeal from the U.S. Gymnastics team. Is a total oh hell nah. At the end of the day, because of your mistake that you inaccurately judged the routine and didn't put the one move in and didn't give her the medal from the stand first time, means that I believe both of those gymnasts should just walk away with a bronze medal and call it a day. I don't believe in participation trophies, but I believe in this instance because the judges at the 2024 Paris Games were wrong in that gymnastics arena, and they need to just admit to being wrong and letting the girls both walk with medals, bro. Oh, hell no. You can't take her medal like that.
Hell no. I hear you, man. You know what? Keeping with that theme and keeping with time, look. What Olympics was this? Was this the winter or the summer?
This was the summer games, bro.
And why in the hell were the U.S. Olympic athletes out there in these dog jackets? I don't understand, man. Look at this. Look at this. They out there. They were so hot. They were. Everybody had fans like it was church, bro. I'm trying to tell like it was a Baptist church. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got the fish fry ready yet. I don't understand who put this together. They walking around in these hot jackets, sweating, just sweating. People, listen, it's the Summer Olympics. People walking out in shorts, t-shirts. US, they come out in these big old, you know what I'm saying, bubble goose down feather jackets, man. I don't understand what we're doing here. We're supposed to be one of the smartest countries in the world. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we want. Big old jackets.
It's the same way our kids walk around.
No, man.
Did you see all the memes and reels of the first day of school back in the day compared to now? They got kids rolling, they got people rolling out of beds, just throwing on pajama pants and putting on hoodies, and it's 105 degrees outside.
Listen, that ain't new. That ain't new. I've been seeing it for years, man. They come out pajamas and Crocs, hoodies, face ain't washed, hair ain't combed and or brushed. But this right here, bro, it's a jacket. It's a coat. It's a full-on coat in the Summer Olympics. We got to do better, USA. We got to do better. We got to do better. And here's the other thing too, man. And I'm gonna stop sharing this. This is just getting me all kind of just listen. We talked about how much the US pays for medals, right? And we were so excited, you know. Oh, look how many medals. You know, oh, look how many medals we got. Look how many. Oh, wow, 60 gold. Wow, look. China pays like 200,000 whatever for that gold, right? For every gold they win. We're talking US dollars, US type. You know how many gold they won?
How many?
How many? Let's take a guess.
How many gold? Who won? China?
That the US won. They won 60 gold. 60 gold US, 60 gold for China. But yeah, we can't, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? See, this part right here, this is where the US, I look at the US like, y'all, y'all not doing it right. You're not doing it right. Simone Biles, with the goals that she made, she made $137,000. That's what she made. If she was in China, she would have been over I think it was like 2.3 million.
Hey Jay, you went from talking about the outfits just mad about the medal pay. Where'd that come from? You
I'm sorry.
You went on a tangent, bro. It's okay though. Hey, this is a safe place for you to be able to express yourself no matter how you
blame Raygun, bro. I'm with her. I'm Raygun. I'm with you. That's how I do my breakdancing now. I don't try to really hurt myself. I don't really try to break myself like I used to now.
Hey, dog, she hopped like a bunny, bro.
It was a kangaroo, sir. She calls that a kangaroo.
Oh,
and
because Australia. Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, because that's why she pointed to a shirt for Australia. Kangaroo, and then black mamba. But here's the thing: this is why she got 0 though. No power moves, which
the fact that you know that she pointed to Australia and did a kangaroo and a black mamba, that's flipping oh hell no within itself. It's time to move, bro. Nope. I'm done. I'm done. The fact that you knew that
I told you, I'm a researcher. I research. That is what I do. That is why I'm the buff nerd, and I do those things,
bro.
You have to know these things.
I don't have to. The fact, see, again, just the fact that you were excited and wanted to have a breakdance and watch party. That's why we got that break. That's why we got that breakdancing bullshit. That's what we got.
Well, we don't have it anymore because of Raygun. So there you go. Good job. Okay, because of you, I blame you and her, but mainly you. Well, mainly her, but that's okay. That's all right. Raygun, I'm with you. Anytime you want to come to this podcast, Big Game Sports Buzz, come on. We'd love to have you. And A Reed, I love that grandizer. A Reed, Big Game, myself. Come on. Let's get it. Let's hit the top 5.
It's time for the top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. Big Game Sports Buzz, top 5.
That's right. Some people have a top 100. Some have a top 50. Some have a top 25. Some even punk out and have a top 10, but not here at Big Game Sports Buzz, the friendly home of Raygun whenever she wants to come on. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. That's right. This week's top 5 AFC Receivers. What's up, man? You good?
Oh, my bad. Something popped up on the comments. So I just wanted to do that. Hey, man, real quick. Hey, top 5 brought to you by Panda Supplements. Hey, that fuel protein powder after you hit the gym, man, make sure y'all get some of that. Hey, if you don't know if you really like it or not, go check it out. QR code, get the promo, the sample pack. Dude, the chocolate ice cream and that pineapple flavor, boy, fire. Put that in the blender, mix it with your fruit. Anyway, dog, I love doing these sports, man. I love doing these by divisions, and it kind of shows you who's overpowered where, right? So, top 5 wide receivers. Did you say that already?
Yeah, top 5 AFC.
AFC wide receivers. So
yes,
I'm gonna throw it out there, and I put mine in order. This what the big game does. Number 5, Garrett Wilson from the Jets. I believe if this kid had a quarterback that was worthwhile since he's been in the league, his numbers would be even better than what they've been. I think Garrett Wilson with a healthy Aaron Rodgers will get close to being kind of what Devontae Adams was in Green Bay under Aaron Rodgers. I really believe Garrett Wilson has that type of talent. Number 4, and I'm gonna put him 5, but he's a game changer when he's not a locker room changer. That's Stephon Diggs of the Houston Texans. A lot of people used to criticize Stephon Diggs, and I would say, man, y'all are tripping, overreacting. He's a hell of a player. But kind of seeing some of the antics on the sideline with Stroud, knowing how things went in Buffalo late in the season there last year, he may be a headache or a pain in the ass to deal with, but he is one of the best wide receivers in the AFC. When he touches the ball, great things are normally going to happen. Number 3, I don't know who's going to get him the ball this year, but I got to say Devontae Adams in Las Vegas, the Raiders. I think it's still a major talent and can stretch the field, and I know a lot of teams would love to have him. Number 2, Jamar Chase. The Chiefs are going to have to find a way to pay him, get him his money, lock him in. Don't let him remotely get close to being gone anywhere else. Jamar Chase is that guy. I believe he can be that guy. Another one of those great LSU wide receivers. And then number 1, I love him just because how he trolled Noah Lyles after the Olympics. But Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, he's a game changer with that speed. He can catch, he can do everything. And I think when you look at receivers in the AFC, and not just AFC, NFL, Tyreek Hill's name is always going to be one of the first 2 or 3 names that you say when you talk about NFL wide receivers. So for me, Tyreek Hill is number 1.
Good list. Well, I don't know. Actually, let's see. Let's get into this thing. For me, number 5 was Nico Collins. I just like what Houston is doing, man. I know, and when you look at my list, you're like, okay, and you're right. The teams in the AFC, in my opinion, especially when it comes to receivers and quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks are going to really drive the receivers, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It is OP for certain teams. Number 4, Jalen Waddle. And because he's coming back, right, off injuries and all of that, he's healthy. Tyreek Hill is who he is. I really like Jalen Waddle and what they can do. If Tua can stay upright, which he did last season, I think they can do some really good damage and really big things there.
Mm-hmm.
For me, number 3 is Stephon Diggs. Listen, when he got traded, that was crazy to me. But I understood and understand the whole concept and aspect of it. But you just made a team that was really good even better, right? Even better. So now you have, okay, I'm fine. I'm showing some love, Grandizer. Sure. You know what I'm saying? I love Stephon Diggs. Him being in Houston with Nico Collins and Dale, that 3 receiver group is just going to be crazy. And you got CJ Stroud, and you have a good defense. Like I said, man.
Well, you already said that they go into the AFC Championship game. You said that already about Houston.
I believe it. Number 2, Jamar Chase. And here's the thing about Jamar Chase at number 2. Okay. Jamar Chase at number 2, and I struggled with him being at number 2 because of Burrow. And Burrow has to be really good this season. And so, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I have always seen is that when you have a quarterback that feels like they have to be really good, they tend to make a lot more mistakes than they normally would or should.
Okay.
And so overthrows, underthrows, trying to thread a needle, not taking the check down, not looking, to T. Higgins or someone else that you may have. And that situation is still kind of fluid anyway. So, but he's still my number 2. I still think he is a top tier talent. And of course, number 1 is Tyreek Hill for all the reasons that you said. Like, he's the cheetah, man. What I love about Tyreek Hill is the fact that, he's the fastest receiver, the fastest person in the league. He has great hands, but he does everything else that people, in my opinion, don't really recognize or see, because he will run an in route. He will run a slant, and he'll break a tackle. He'll break 2 tackles, and then he's off to the races, right? And so he's small, but he's strong. He's super strong, and will do all the little, the work. So I love Tyreek Hill. I think he's a super great talent. So that's my top 5.
Good job. I mean, 3 of the 5 we both had on our list. And trust me, Nico Collins, it's not like I tried to slight him at all, because what he was able to do for the Texans and put himself on the map this past season is nowhere short of amazing. I'm interested to see how Stroud is able to distribute the ball with Diggs as well, and Bell, their slot receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you made some good points on that. So that's why Collins I didn't have on here, but he was right there, Jay.
Yeah.
Like, when I went through the list and had things down, I was like, damn. I was like, I think I need another season or need to see some more from Collins to have him on here, but I guess also too, I'm a little biased because I really like Garrett Wilson's game. And I think that's kind of what it was. But great, great list, man.
I can't put Garrett Wilson on my list because of who.
You gonna punish him because of Deuce Dodgers?
Man, I mean, look, that's the reason why Devontae Adams doesn't get on my list. For the very reason that you said. Who's throwing to him? And I get what you're saying. Hey, he still was 1,000-yard receiver with the trash that they were whipping out in Oakland. Well, I'm sorry, in Vegas. God, I'm acting old today. Out in Vegas, but there's you saw what happened to Wilson when he did not have a good quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
and so Deuce Dodgers is his time has come and gone, man. I mean, that's just it. The only thing I don't like what Tyreek Hill did was rework his contract to get paid more money without not adding another year. So, listen, that's what it is. We're having that same issue down here, but it's a little different with CeeDee Lamb. But this year was the time for receivers to say, okay, let's reset the market. And
I think that deal gets done though with CeeDee Lamb before the season. I don't think he was going to play much regardless in the preseason. I think Jerry knows that he has a little bit of time and he's playing it up. Put it like this: as long as CeeDee Lamb is holding out, the Dallas Cowboys are in the news, being talked about. I think you might think I'm crazy, Jay. I think the whole thing is a marketing stunt by the Dallas Cowboys PR department.
Possibly. I mean, but the other thing too is I think this is also leverage that they may try to hold with Dak because he's up for a contract. This is a contract year as well for him. So it's like, hey, but that whole thing is really weird. Granddad, I get that's to me, this is a pure fan idea, right? Tyree got his bag, spread the wealth. It's a team sport. Javon Holland, Zach Seller, and another. But it's not though.
You know how this game goes. It's not for long, and every player is out to get their bread when they can, bro. You hate to see it. That's one thing. As a fan, you always say they should be more of a team player, make a deal, take a hometown discount so they can sign more people. Everybody not going to do that. Now, some guys, when they get that second, third contract, I knew people in Indianapolis that reworked their contract 3 years in a row. He had another signing bonus every damn year. It happens, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And look, to your point, Randaz, they'll pay them, then they'll see somebody else make how much ever more than they will, and they believe that because here's the thing with CeeDee Lamb, he believes, hey, I should get Justin Jefferson deal. I'm just as good. I'm better because I've gone to, a playoff game. I've won a playoff game. Is he?
Right.
But that's the market, and that's to me that's where fans like myself have to look at athletes and say, well, what's their motivation? And I'll be honest with you, it's not team loyalty. I don't think it's team loyalty anymore. Yeah, well, and I know you wanted to talk about Tom Reddick. That whole situation is, and this is why I talk about the Jets. And
hey man, I know we at the end of the show. This here shows me though, Philadelphia knew the shit was about to hit the fan. They couldn't get a deal worked out, so they trade him. They probably trade him, telling him that he might get something long term that he wanted from the Jets. He gets there and just like, we're not paying him, and he's like, man, I'm gonna hold out. And the GM came out the other day, he's like, it's okay, he can hold out. He's not gonna force my hand to pay him anything else. To really Hassan Reddick to get his money, he's going to come in and play the rest of that season that deal he's on, and then he'll have a little bit of leverage after that. Right now, nothing's gonna change, bro. So you can be mad all you want. That's a tough situation right there. It's almost comical just to see the back and forth because the Jets got rid of some pieces that that would be key pieces thinking that they had Reddick to replace it, right?
Yeah.
And if he don't play, they might be. But to me, the Jets have been bad for so long. They're probably willing to say, "Screw it, I don't care anyway," and you're not gonna force our hand to do something that we don't want to do. So if you don't want to play, don't play. We'll just take your money from you.
This is a culture of losing. Market, agents setting the market. I know we got to go. Agents setting the market. Look, I totally believe this. Agents do what they are paid to do to set the market or do whatever that their client is asking. They negotiate. They say, hey, we're going to push and push and push and push and push. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, as a fan, that player can say, look, I'm done. I'm ready to play. Or they can say, you know what? Right? They get convinced by the agent, hey, we can get more. What I mean, you have kind of a look on your face, No.
I'm just thinking it's as a player, if you believe in yourself enough,
right,
and you believe that the only way you're gonna force the owner's hands is not to come to camp, to hold out,
right,
and see if you can really get the payday you want. The problem is most of the time, players aren't willing to call the owner's bluff. That's why I do want to see how it plays out in Dallas. Is CeeDee Lamb going to sit there and go? Because I don't care what Jerry Jones says. It's not of any urgency or anything else. The Dallas Cowboys without CeeDee Lamb, boy, whatever. You better find out a way to get that dude in camp.
Yeah.
The Jets without Hassan Reddick, they'll still go on to be in the Jets. You got Quentin Williams on that defensive line. You'll find somebody else to plug and play. I say someone else. He's a valuable asset in piece but he's new to the team anyway, so we don't know what he was going to bring in this dynamic and how he was going to fit in with other guys around him. We know what CeeDee Lamb means to the Dallas Cowboys. So Reddick's at a disadvantage, but will he be able to call the Jets bluff and hold out and see if they really will not try to pay him?
And here's the thing with the Jets. They still are the Jets, like he said. They still suck. He could be there or not be there. They're still going to be trash. They're not going to get out. And they have
that wasn't clearly my words, but yes.
But that's what you meant to say. Listen, they're not going to win the AFC East. That's Miami's to lose.
I'm not arguing with you on that.
It's Miami's to lose.
I mean,
you don't care about New England. Like I said, the Jets are a dumpster fire. And whoever know who's the other, we don't even know who else is in the AFC East because no one cares.
The Jets, the Dolphins,
it's the Bills,
Patriots, and the Bills. So it's really the Bills. I think the Bills are the Dolphins.
The Bills and the
teams.
Yeah. It's the Bills and the Fins. Okay. Okay.
Hands down.
And the Bills. So yeah, it's the Fins to lose. It's the Fins to lose. But whatever. Hey.
Woo. Man.
Ended that on fire. Look, I'm Jay Stocks, Buff Nerd. Thank you for tuning in to this podcast. We always appreciate it. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your people, and especially those who hate you. That way we can come on and chat with them and tell them how stupid they are.
Really? That's what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
Hey, man, for the Buff Nerd Jay Styles, I'm your boy, Big Game James. Thank y'all for tuning in. Remember to check us out on all your favorite podcast platforms. And until next week, peace.
Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype. It's big gang, big gang. Analysis from the player's point of view.